Michael was only 17 years old when he was tried and put into jail for second-degree murder, a crime he did not commit. It was only a year later, after he had gotten his life sentence, that he committed suicide. He hanged himself inside of his cell while his cellmate was gone. This is just one of the many stories and cases that prove children should not be tried as adults and held in the same facilities as these adults. Right now, there are over 45,000 adults in prisons. And added on to this, there are 15,000 children that are held there. This is a big problem. Children should not be held with these adults at all. The jails do have the capacities to hold these children elsewhere, except they choose not to because they don't want to pay for this. This has big mental effects on the children themselves. The children have started to commit suicide. Suicide rates have gone up, and it affects their afterlife as well. When they get out of jail and they are put back into society, they don't know how to function because they've been in this place so long. Instead of them being put into somewhere separate where they can be cared for differently and looked after, the children are so mentally hurt and damaged that they don't know how to reaccustom themselves to society. The mental effects that it could have on them is obviously suicide, but the children will often need to have psychiatric or psychology after. These children are also very aggressive after because they feel like they've been in there and they have to defend themselves. When they come out here, they feel as though they have to defend themselves still. Everyone is out to get them or anything of that sort. There are ways to fix this, such as creating alternative programs for these children while they're housed there. Many of the jails say they do have this. However, not many of these jails use these programs. Even though they have them, these children still need additional mental support, or they could just house them separately. Such as in Alabama, they tried to stop housing the children in the same facilities as these adults. So they created separate facilities to house the children and separate facilities for the adults. But for the children, what they did was they ranked it on severity of crime, the children's age, and the children's gender. So those in more severe and older, they were put in a specific place, and those who were younger and not as, severe, they were not housed in the same place due to the fact that they did not want the violence and the same chaos in the jails that they already have with the adults. This actually worked. There was an article in the New York Times that talked about this. And the suicide rates dropped 14%. 14% as a result of this. I just think that we should keep in mind that these children are being ripped away from their homes, that they're being put into harm's way. Just imagine if it was your child, you'd want your child to be safe, you'd want them to be in an environment where, yes, they did something wrong, so they should be punished, but they should be safe. And when they are released, they shouldn't have to have detrimental effects to their lives and their health. It's already hard enough for adults when they come out of prison to find jobs or go back to schooling if they want to. So just imagine how it affects the children if the children hadn't finished school or they're looking for a job because they're too old to attend school now. So I just think that we should keep that in mind. And there are many ways that us as a people and a society can stop this. We can do rallies with our community. We can write the high officials of those that are in charge of these jails so that there can be a change. If they see that multiple people are concerned about the topic and are willing to stand up for it and say something, there will be a change. We can spread the word. A lot of people use social media now. We can spread it on social media, make posts about it so people know, like, hey, we're going to do this on this day. Petitions work great. You can form petitions against certain jails and, get approval from the governors and things like that, to ultimately save not only maybe your child's life, but a child in need. Thank you.